When we have sustainable family livelihoods, we have the ability to reach out to the less advantaged in our communities. When we have no food in our cupboard, you cannot open your door and your heart to the poor around you and offer them your help. By raising the quality of life for village families, the quality of life for the entire village, the Mitahato Education and Development Fund is also working as an umbrella organization to support local community groups to continue doing their important work, and there are many of them. For example, the Flying Eagles Women's Group. This is a group made up of 24 grandmothers in Githunguri district supporting orphans of AIDS. There also is Hosanna House, a community-based home for orphaned and rescued children. The Positive Thinkers Mental Health Group, a community-based organization offering counseling to individuals and families suffering the effects of alcohol and drug abuse. Mitahato Education and Development Fund also brings together students and international sponsors to aid families carry the burden of secondary and higher education tuition fees. Kenya's greatest resources is its people. With the support of Kenyan government and our donors, we hope to accomplish the greater deal here in the village of Mitahato, the district of Kiambu, and the county. Mitahato Education and Development Fund is working closely with Warohio Training Center, a division of the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock located in our district. The center has provided us with newly introduced hybrid varieties such as dwarf avocado, the dwarf mango, and high yield producing pole beans. Strawberries have been recently introduced to local farmers. There is a ready market for both fresh and processed strawberries, primarily in the yogurt industry. On the teaching farm, we have planted a variety of organic coffee called Batian. Coffee was once called the black gold of Kenya. Today, the market of coffee through the brokers or middlemen, as they are called here, has totally destroyed any profitability for the farmers. Most small acreage farmers have no money to properly manage their coffee plants, so coffee production is very low. Mitahato Education and Development Fund is working with the International Fair Trade Organization to assist in facilitating the certification of coffee cooperatives. One example is Gititu Coffee Society, a 5,000 member coffee cooperative in Kiambu County. Certification will give these farmers a fair price for their coffee and allow them to reinvest in their coffee plants, and in so doing boost their production and income. Fair trade also requires the cooperatives to reinvest a portion of their coffee profits into their communities to improve social services, schools, and health services. Pole beans. A newly hybrid variety of pole beans is another recommendation from Warohio Training Center. This variety, called Kenya Tamu, will produce as much as 1.5 kgs of beans per plant. Courgette, kales, and spinach. We are also growing the traditional vegetables consumed daily by the villagers: kales, corn, spinach, courgette, and tomatoes. Intercropping Napier, Desmodium, and Calethra. An inexpensive way for the farmers to increase the availability protein consumption in their dairy feeds is to intercrop their grasses. On the farm, we have intercropped Napier grass, Desmodium, and Calethra, increasing the protein yield to 14 to 16%. These grasses are available through the training center for free or at the very minimal cost. Rabbit breeding had been a very successful business in the district, with an active cooperative of over 750 breeders. Mitahato Education and Development Fund is presently working to re-establish the market and the breeding program. Dairy goat is high demand and offers higher profit margins for the farmers. Dairy goat breeding offers a viable alternative to dairy cattle, requiring less land for growing feeds and less labor. Mitahato Education and Development Fund is working with the Ministry of Agriculture and Livestock to establish a regional breeding and artificial insemination program. Our goal is to import purebred semen from the best goats breeders internationally. Kenbrew hens are a hybrid variety that are both excellent layers and meat birds. There is a good market for their fertilized eggs, and we hope to soon introduce an incubation program at the teaching farm as another small agribusiness model for our local farmers. Pork is not widely known and consumed in the village, but it has a growing market in the major centers. There is an opportunity for small acreage farmers to raise pigs and sell their breeding stock. Our goal is to promote sustainable family livelihoods on a quarter acre. With generous support of our donors, we can help educate and train parents and youth in better farming techniques, and raise the quality of life for our families in rural villages. Sustainable incomes will help provide for adequate food and shelter, children's school fees, medical care, and the support of less advantaged in our communities. We have much work to do, and we invite you to revisit our website often to know of the ongoing work of our foundation. And the next time you are visiting Kenya, our doors are always open to you. Asante sana.